Today we will discuss about the next cycle of respiration. It is of TCA cycle, or we can say it Krab cycle. Okay, TCA means tricarboxylic acid cycle. It is tricarboxylic acid cycle. Okay, it is also known as citric acid cycle. The third name is citric acid cycle because citric acid is the first product of this cycle. That's why it is known as the citric acid cycle also. It is especially found in eukaryotic organism because all the reaction of Krebs cycle takes place in matrix of mitochondria, and if matrix of mitochondria is present, then only this cycle takes place. Okay, so in prokaryotes, Krebs cycle generally, if it present in a it is related with the cytoplasm, means glycolysis process generally present in cytoplasm. So glycolysis is common in eukaryotic cell as well as prokaryotic cell. Okay, it acts as an amphibolic pathway. Amphibolic pathway means if catabolic or anabolic both processes are present in a same reaction, it is known as the amphibolic pathway. Okay, so both the type of processes are present in the same cycle, that's why it's known as the amphibolic, like catabolic and metabolic processes. Okay, it is a series of 8 reactions which occurs in aerobic environment, means oxygen is a prime need of this reaction. Okay children, so one by one we will discuss all the steps of citric acid cycle. Okay, so in this you can observe that the TCA cycle start with the condensation of acetyl group with oxaloacetic acid and water. Means you can see here it start with oxaloacetic acid and that acetyl CoA. Generally it start, but firstly we have to understand step number 1. Pyruvic acid कहाँ से आया? After the glycolysis process, one glucose molecule breaks up into 2 pyruvic acid. Okay, so in a one glycolysis cycle 2 Krebs cycle will run. So in this step, acetyl coenzyme A adds its 2 carbon fragments to oxaloacetate, a 4 carbon compound. The unstable bond of acetyl CoA is broken as oxaloacetate displaces the coenzyme and attaches to the acetyl group. The product is the 6 carbon citrate. Okay, so you can observe this thing children. Again I am telling you in a simple language, acetyl coenzyme, acetyl CoA, from where it comes? From the pyruvic acid. Okay, pyruvic acid change itself into acetyl CoA, and when acetyl CoA react with oxaloacetic acid, it react with oxaloacetic acid, that time it converts itself into citrate, okay, or citric acid. We are here in this step. Okay, firstly pyruvic acid changes itself acetyl CoA, and then this acetyl group is react with oxaloacetic acid and then convert itself into citric acid or citrate. That's why, because of this citric acid only, it's known as the citric acid cycle. Okay, the reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme citrate synthase. Okay, so which enzyme work here? Citrate synthase. This enzyme is present here. Okay, then this citrate, in a step 2, one water molecule, with the help of a molecule of water, because this water molecule is removed from here, from citric acid. Okay, so and another H2O is added up in it. सिट्रेट में से एक वाटर मॉलिक्यूल निकलता है और दूसरा मॉलिक्यूल ऐड हो जाता है. मीन इट सिट्रेट इज आइसोमराइज्ड टू आइसोसिट्रेट. ओके, इट आइसोमराइज्ड टू आइसोसिट्रेट. सिट्रेट से क्या बनेगा? आइसोसिट्रेट. आइसोमराइजेशन की प्रोसेस से. ओके, लीडिंग to the formation of alpha ketoglutarate. In a third step you can observe that this isocitrate loses a CO2 molecule and remaining 5 carbon compound is oxidized. आइसोसिट्रेट में से एक CO2 निकल जाता है, कार्बोक्सिलेशन प्रोसेस. ओके, एंड देन you can see here in the remaining step of citrate acid cycle, from this isocitrate alpha ketoglutarate forms, and this alpha ketoglutarate, can you observe one thing here? One energy molecule is liberated in this process from NAD plus NADH plus H positive is formed out, one energy molecule. Okay, later on this one only convert itself into ATPs. Now from alpha ketoglutaric acid, again next step forms, that is known as the succinyl CoA. This step is catalyzed by multi enzyme complex. बहुत सारे एंजाइम्स की ज़रूरत है यहाँ पर. वेरी सिमिलर टू वन दैट कन्वर्ट्स पायरुवेट टू एसिटिल कोए. Which enzymes are required in a first step? The same enzymes are required in this process also. Okay, so during the conversion of succinyl CoA to succinic acid, the next step, succinyl CoA convert itself into succinic acid, a molecule of GTP is synthesized. So here you can observe one molecule is GTP is synthesized, and this GTP convert itself into ATP. ओके, फर्स्टली सक्सिनिल कोए से सक्सिनेट और सक्सिनिक एसिड बनता है. उस समय जीटीपी का फॉर्मेशन होता है. जीटीपी अपने आप को कन्वर्ट कर देता है एटीपी में. दिस इज द फिफ्थ स्टेप ऑफ द साइकिल. मीन्स सबस्ट्रेट लेवल फॉस्फोराइलेशन अकर्स इन दिस स्टेप. कोए इज डिस्प्लेस्ड बाय द फॉस्फेट ग्रुप एंड इट ट्रांसफर्ड टू जीडीबी. And guanosine, what is GDB? Like ATP is adenosine triphosphate. GDB means guanosine triphosphate, and GDB guanosine diphosphate. Okay, so GTP is similar to ATP as I told you, and directly GTP convert itself into ATP. This is the fifth step of the same cycle. Okay, there are also the 3 points in the cycle where NAD, NADH, FAD or FADH. NADH forms from NAD positive, or FADH2 form from FAD positive. Okay, so different step you can observe here. Everywhere I had marked it already. So from these steps, NAD or ATP is released in a indirect manner. Okay, so here the continued oxidation of acetyl CoA by TCA cycle required the replenishment of oxaloacetic acid. Clear? Every time अल्टीमेटली ऑक्जेलोएसिटिक एसिड हैज़ टू बी फॉर्म्ड. अगर ऑक्जेलोएसिटिक नहीं बनेगा तो अगली TCA नहीं चलेगी. ओके, सो again and again proper replenishment of oxaloacetic acid is required to fulfill the requirement of this particular cycle. Okay, so as a summary we can say that 4 NADH forms ultimately after this reaction, and one FADH2 forms. Okay, and afterwards, after electron transport system, they all convert itself into ATP. Okay, so how many are there? You can observe different 4 NADH as well as 1 ATP and 1 FADH is formed by this reaction. Okay, so here afterwards you can see here that when सक्सेनिक एसिड फॉर्म्स देन इट कन्वर्ट इटसेल्फ इनटू फ्यूमरेट, और फ्यूमरेट बनने के टाइम पे एक FADH2 रिलीज होता है. Okay, this is also oxidative step. In sixth step, in seventh step, when water molecule bind up with the fumarate, then it convert itself into malic acid or malate. Okay, it's addition of one water molecule in fumaric acid or fumarate, and then this malic acid convert itself into again oxaloacetic acid. The last oxidative step produces another molecule of NADH. You can observe here in 8th step another molecule of NADH is formed, and it regenerates oxaloacetic acid, which is the main factor of this TCA cycle. So after this discussion of this cycle, I hope you all can understand that how NADH forms NADH2 1 2 3 4 4 NADH 2, or I can say NAD plus H positive, or I can say that NADH is formed 4 NADH, 1 FADH2 and 1 ATP is formed in this whole process. Okay, so if we conclude all these reactions in a proper manner, so we can see here that 8 steps are there. In first step, citrate synthase works. These enzymes, please note this enzymes wherever 1 2 3 like these steps as written. In all the step these enzymes work. In a first reaction, citrate synthase. In second step, aconitase. In third step, isocitrate dehydrogenase. And fourth step, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Then in fifth step, succinyl coenzyme A, succinyl CoA synthetase. Then sixth step, succinate dehydrogenase. Then in seventh step, fumarase. Then in eighth step, malate dehydrogenase. These are the different enzymes and they are marked here. Okay, so by this I hope this reaction is clear. If you have this problem in this cycle, please share your doubts and clear it out. Okay, so ultimately one molecule of pyruvic acid, one molecule, I am telling you, one molecule of pyruvic acid through Krab cycle yield 15 ATP. Ultimate ATP, I am just telling you. Okay, ultimate ATPs. Okay, children, I hope that much is clear. If you have any query regarding this, please share. Okay, thank you.